This video is created in partnership with Pennzoil, and for good reason. I get quite a few solicitations about featuring other people and other companies on my YouTube channel, so I'm very skeptical when I get an offer. But the moment that Pennzoil gave me direct access to their head engineers, I knew that I was going to be a headache for them and make a great video for you. When you own an RX-7, you essentially have to have a PhD just to change your oil. Between understanding what sort of weights you're going to use, to premixing versus non, to synthetic, it really gets complicated and controversial. So when it came to picking an oil for my 4-rotor, I knew that Pennzoil was going to have their work cut out for them. And as you can tell, I certainly put my cars to the test. I was a little confused that Pennzoil sent me out to Toronto to watch the IndyCar races. It wasn't until I was there, though, that I found out that every single IndyCar is required to use off-the-shelf oil. That means that those cars revving to 14,000 RPM, turbocharged, putting out tons of horsepower per liter, are using stuff that's available to all of us. Not only that, they use the same oil from break-in all the way through to qualifying right up to the main race. Whole weekend, same oil. So you can be sure I was interested in figuring out which oils those were. When it came to Roger Penske's teams, they were using Pennzoil's 040 Ultra Platinum with Pure Plus technology. At first, that sounded to me like a lot of adjectives, but I dug into it further as to what each of those things meant. I got to sit down with the president of Roger Penske's racing teams to understand why they used Pennzoil. While talking to him, what I found was really interesting is yes, this oil is used, it's made from natural gas, it's some pretty awesome stuff, but it also allowed them each year to raise their operating temperature of the oil by 5 degrees. Why? That let them close off the air intakes, especially to the oil coolers, creating better aerodynamics. So they were able to make a faster car because they could rely on the oil more. Funny enough, I'm not a stranger to overheating my cars. This car, you can't see it, it's off frame, but the 3-rotor overheated twice while we were doing the burnout challenge video. What was fascinating is the oil temperature skyrocketed past 240 and I fired it right back up. It's no surprise that I was using Pennzoil's Ultra Platinum in the car. Not only that, being me, this is not Pennzoil's view or opinion, but after I did all those stunts and had the car at full throttle doing 2-stepping at 8,000 RPM with no air moving through the oil coolers, I put on different tires and drove it home. The next day I fired it right back up and showed a buddy of mine what the car was like, all while on the same oil. Is that a testament to how good it is? I think so. That's pretty impressive that you can put the car through a lot of torture and it responds perfectly. Obviously, on race engines, you're talking about lasting a whole weekend with oil versus, the typical cars nowadays do whatever, 5, 10,000, it depends on the different oil. But still, the proof is in the pudding that it protects the engine. All the molecules in the oil are more consistently sized, so you get better consistent lubrication. That's one of the parts of the Pure Plus or the natural gas feature of the oil. That was something that I was taught about and I wanted to share with you. There's actually a reason why the natural gas derived oil is better. They're consistent molecules, you get more consistent lubrication across the entire metal surfaces. Here's the odd part to me. You can only get Ultra Platinum at Walmart.com. Seems a little counterintuitive, but it's the truth. You can go to AutoZone or any of the other places and get Platinum, which is the next best version of their product, but you will have to order it online. You have to order Ultra Platinum online. What's really neat is the 040 Ultra Platinum is the product that all of the SRT Hellcats, basically every SRT engine vehicle, comes with from the factory. Not only that, they're also used by all the Indy cars from Roger Penske's teams. After a long technical email chain back and forth with the head engineers at Pennzoil, I am honored to say that the Ultra Platinum 040 product for them is what I will be using in the 4-rotor. It meets all the requirements I have, and I'm going to be putting that car through a lot of stress. I'm building it for half mile, building it for whole mile, building it to still handle perfectly, but that engine is going to be producing in excess of 1,000 horsepower to the wheels. So if it works in that car, like it works in the Indy cars, I have to give it my seal of approval.